Hi, welcome back to Wolf Haven Farm. Today we're inside of the cabin. This is the cabin that's about 1,000 square feet that we're currently living in. And while we're living in it, we're going to remodel the kitchen. So come with me, I want to show you this very modern kitchen for 1982. So as you walk into the kitchen, I am sure the first thing that you are seeing, because it was the first thing I saw, was this lovely tomato paste vinyl countertop. So clearly, this was probably really something in its day, but it really doesn't stand up to today's standards when it comes to classic design in the kitchen. We have these old cabinets that are pine, and there's quite a few of them. We're going to try to get these out in one piece so that we can donate them because they're very good cabinets. They're in great shape. They're just not going to work in with the theme of what we want to do here in the kitchen. Before we step into the kitchen, I do want to talk a little bit about this opening. So there's a large opening into the kitchen, which is great from a space perspective, but it's not really sitting in the right place. So we're going to actually move it over about a foot and narrow it down about a foot. So that's going to require us to figure out how to cut into logs and shift this over. So that's going to be entertaining for us to do because we have never worked with logs before. So something new for us to learn. But as you continue into the kitchen, you can see that there is a refrigerator here that I'm actually taller than. So it's very rare that I'm taller than anything. I'm 5'2", but I'm actually taller than this refrigerator. So when we replace this refrigerator, we will be putting in a standard full-size refrigerator. But I would say that the number one interesting feature about this kitchen has got to be the stove. So I'm going to step aside so that you get a great view of this oven with its nice little analog clock on it. It's actually a large oven, and it looks larger than today's ovens, but it isn't. It's 30 inches across. I think the difference is it doesn't go all the way to the floor, and then all the controls being across the front here just maybe make it look larger. But we were able yesterday to purchase from a lovely lady a new stove, so through Facebook Marketplace. So that is going to be going in its place. So that stove will be coming out, and we again will donate it. Not so sure anybody will want that, but anything that we can donate to Habitat for Humanity, we would like to be able to do. So let's talk a little bit about the configuration of this kitchen. So there's going to be some key changes that we're going to make. This is a nice, reasonable size kitchen for a cabin. However, it feels condensed because of the number of cabinets that are in here. So when you first enter the kitchen, we're going to move the refrigerator over into this area. This area looks like it's perfectly fit for the refrigerator to go into. We will need to upgrade the electrical that is just sitting here in the edge of the countertop, and we will be removing the dustbuster. So for those of you who grew up in the 80s, you remember dustbusters very well. It no longer works, so that'll be coming out as well. The refrigerator will go here. We're going to be adding a dishwasher, which does not exist today in the cabin. We're going to keep the sink in the same location because you have this amazing view out this window, and it's a huge picture window, so we want to be able to keep that. However, we will be removing these big chunky logs that are around every window in the house because those just make things look even smaller, and it's another layer of wood that we think we need to remove because there's so much wood in this particular room and really across this entire cabin. We're going to do cabinets all across this side as they are, as well as across the back. The stove will stay in the same place. The upper cabinets across behind me will have glass doors instead of solid doors to help open up the space. And then on this side, we're not going to do any cabinets. So we're going to pull all the cabinets out and put shelves on this side, so it's going to really open the space, but it also helps with the doorway because it's going to shift the entrance over, and you're coming in more in line here with the refrigerator versus in line over here with the sink. So those are some big changes we're making. The other really big changes that we're going to make, we're going to add drywall on this wall as well as the wall behind me to again lighten up the space and reduce the amount of wood that you see. We're going to add drywall between the beams and the ceiling. We're going to add a drop pendant light over the sink and add in lights across the top of the ceiling to improve the lighting in here. And then we're going to replace the hardwood floor with tile. So the hardwood floor that you see is the same flooring that runs throughout the house. It's original to the house. It's Bruce flooring. It's held up well through the years, but we are going to replace it with tile so that we have just more of a modern look to this kitchen. So cabinets arrive next week. Today is the first day of demo. So stick with us as we work through and remodel this kitchen from 1982 and bring it into 2021. Stick with us on Wolf Haven Farm. We'll talk soon.